My name is Mark Tucker. For my freshman year of college, and I went there on a full wrestling scholarship. I blew out my left elbow. Ironically, it's the same arm. Not really being in college at that point in time for anything more than to wrestle, it broke my heart. And strangely enough, it was the Marine Corps commercial, the chessboard commercial. Seeing that commercial sparked something in me that I felt like I kind of lost. I was the executive officer for the 1st Tank Company in Afghanistan. We were working with 3rd Battalion 8th Marines right up north of Garesh, a highly volatile area where a lot of fighting took place. They had done their job properly, and they packed about a 200-pound IED into the wall right where they knew the general radius of where a vehicle would stop, where they had aimed it so that it would decapitate me, it'd take off my head. And then radioing out, I leaned back inside the tank, and my left arm was on the spade grips of my M48 50 cal machine gun, and the blast went off. Whatever it was that went through my arm went through so fast that it cauterized the wound. They flew us in, and I've got this British doctor that's over top of me. And so he looked at me and he says, I'm going to be honest with you, why you're alive, I don't know. Because you shouldn't be alive, you should be dead. And number 2, when you wake up, you're not going to have an arm. Because we can't save it. Your arm is unsalvageable. I would even say that my biggest challenge, I think, far supersedes that of just being a Marine. I would say the process of reinventing myself. When I was blown up in 2011 in Afghanistan, you know, a lot of those old ideas and a lot of those old paradigms with regards to the kind of person I was, both from a physical and a mental perspective, but also from a spiritual and emotional perspective, had been challenged. I'm not just dealing with myself, but what changes take place? You know, how does that affect my family? How does that affect my community? You know, how does that affect my ability to operate in the capacity as a brother, as a father, as a citizen, you know, as a Marine? So I'm you know, when we talk about reinvention, yeah, it's almost like, you know, being birthed into a different set of ideas.
Get out of here.
That's been the hardest, but I think it's been the most gratifying. And it's just brought so much awareness to me. So it's interesting, you know, people think of the, you know, what's the worst thing that's happened to you in your life, how that can be turned on its head, and it can become the best thing that's happened in your life. And I firmly believe that.
There you go.
Well, I think this starts phase 2 of what it is the United States Marine Corps instilled in me just about 20 years ago on the footprints of Paris Island. And I didn't get it when I first heard it. And I didn't get it probably the first, well, let's be honest, I'm starting to get it now. So I guess phase 2 is just being present. And really just taking all these lessons that I've learned and applying them to my life. And hoping that, you know, my kids can learn those things from me, or somebody in my community can learn those things from me, or hey, a novel idea, you know, one team, one fight. Maybe we can all learn it together. But I can just be an active member and an active member of my community, an active citizen.
Here's one.
I think that's where my fight lays now.
There's